Well, what do we have here? Trump is hitting the market with another tariff. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. If you didn't think the market has been hitting the nuts enough, well, Trump's just like, gag, 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 gag. We've got a new tariff right now. The U.S. is now to double tariffs on steel and aluminum imports by 50%, Trump says. And I'm going to be honest with you, I could not be more happy. I think this is going to take the Made in the USA brand to a whole nother level. As a matter of fact, it'll probably take it to the stratosphere. And this will equal more jobs. But remember, there will be some pain. Check this out. President Donald Trump. Now, this is from the BBC. I pissed off a lot of people in Europe when I was saying they're a terrorist organization, but that's just because of what happened during 9/11, and the courts ruled that, yes, they were talking about the tower falling before it did. Crap. See, I'm doing it again. I don't make a lot of friends in certain places, but this just facts. Facts really hurt people's feelings, and while Donald Trump is busy bottling liberals' tears up, we're out there actually crushing it. Type 1 if you absolutely agree with that. All right. President Donald Trump has announced the U.S. will double its current tariff rate on steel and aluminum imports from 25 to 50% starting on Wednesday. Speaking at a rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Friday, Trump said the move would help boost the local steel industry and the national supply while reducing the reliance on China. You know what? I'd love to actually sit down with President Donald Trump. I know this is the weirdest dream ever. And do an interview, and he can call me the ninja. Honestly, that's something that goes through my head. Trump also said that the $14 billion would be reinvested in this area's steel production through a partnership between U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel, though he later told reporters he had yet to approve the final deal. The announcement in the latest turn in Trump's roller coaster approach to tariffs since entering office in July. I want to remind you that right now is the best time to start a business or side hustle. And I believe, honestly, that the new administration is going to make side hustles and new businesses great again, because that is what will make America great again. Being great means that we are growing and we are helping, right? That's what America hasn't been doing for so long, and that's why you need to start identifying ways you can make money on the side. If you want stupid blowout sale on the How to Start a Side Hustle course, it's links down below. Now, this is a quote from him. Trump says, "There will be no layoffs and no outsourcing whatsoever, and every U.S. steelworker will soon receive a well-deserved $5,000 bonus," Trump told the crowd filled with steelworkers, and they absolutely went ballistic when that came out. One of the major concerns from steelworkers about the U.S.-Japan trade deal was how Japan would honor the workers' union contract, which regulates pay and hiring. Trump began his remarks by saying that he had saved U.S. Steel, America's biggest steel manufacturer located in Pittsburgh, with the 25% tariffs he implemented during his first term as president in 2018. Both sales and profits at U.S. Steel have been falling in recent years. Trump touted the increase to 50% as a way to ensure U.S. Steel's survival. I'm not joking. This kind of information is absolutely incredible. I love this. He said, at 50%, they can no longer get over the fence. We are once again going to put Pennsylvania steel into the backbone of America like never before. It says here, U.S. steel manufacturing has been declining in recent years because China, India, and Japan have been pulling ahead as the world's top producers. That is going to stop right here, right now. Roughly a quarter of all steel used in the U.S. is imported, and the country's reliance on Mexican and Canadian steel has angered Trump. The announcement comes amid a court battle over the legality of some of Trump's global tariffs. Isn't that really sweet? Super nice that the nation's judicial system has been weaponized for political reasons. Isn't that just cute? You know, Trump, all he wants to do is bring jobs to America, make America great again, and that darn judicial system just keeps getting in the way. See, this is why it's so darn important that we vote out the wrong judges and bring new ones in as well. This is why it's so important to understand how important it is to be voting right now more than ever before. we've been so lackadaisical as American citizens for so long. I mean, how many of you, just curious, type 10 if it frustrates you when you have family and friends that don't vote and you hear them say something as moronic as, "Well, it doesn't matter anyway." You know, it really does. In the last couple of elections, we've seen sweeping slides, victories that weren't expected, but we also saw incredible corruption. And the more that we get involved, the better it's going to be. Remember, the Boston Tea Party happened over like a couple percent tax. That's what's happening right now, but in a different way, a different type of revolution. Look, this stuff that Trump is doing right now is incredible, and I completely stand behind it. And remember, I don't want you to forget this. He said in the beginning, there's going to be some pain, and pain's going to come in the form of market corrections or possibly crashes. It's going to come in certain asset classes falling apart, and you have to be nimble to be able to make money. I made a ton of money in 2008, 2009, 2010 as the Great Recession had started, buying up business inventory and flipping it. I did a video earlier today how a buddy of mine turned $130 into $9,000 buying and selling used CDs and cassette tapes from garage sales. I was buying inventories from factories in 2008, 2009 that were going out of business and selling them to other places, selling tractors. I was making between $100,000 and a quarter of a million dollars a year flipping these things. This is the stuff you can do, and you can start businesses. You can start small, just you, and have financial independence. If you want to learn all the tips and tricks of how to go from buying and selling things at a garage sale to owning LLCs and C corporations, the link's down below for the How to Start a Side Hustle course. I hope you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.